A cantilever carries its uniformly distributed load W over its whole length and a force W acts at its free end upward. The net deflection of the free end will be A0, B upward, C downward, D none of these. The correct answer is upward. The moment diagram for a cantilever carrying a concentrated load at its free end will be A triangle, B rectangle, C parabola, D cubic parabola. The correct answer is triangle. In a shaft rotated by a couple, the shear force varies A from 0 at the center to a maximum at the circumference, B from minimum at the center of maximum at the circumference, C from maximum at the center to 0 at the circumference, D equally throughout the section. The correct answer is from 0 at the center to a maximum at the circumference. The section modulus of a rectangular light beam 25 meters long is 12.500 centimeters 3. The beam is simply supported at its ends and carries a longitudinal axial tensile load of 10 tons in addition to a point load of 4 tons at the center. The maximum stress in the bottom-most fiber at the midspan section is A 13.33 kg cm2 tensile, B 13.33 kg cm2 compressive, C 26.67 kg cm2 tensile, D 26.67 kg cm2 compressive. The correct answer is 26.67 kg cm2 tensile. The shape of the bending moment diagram over the length of a beam carrying a uniformly increasing load is always A linear, B parabolic, C cubical, D circular. The correct answer is cubical. When a rectangular beam is loaded longitudinally, shear develops on A bottom fiber, B top fiber, C middle fiber, D every horizontal plane. The correct answer is every horizontal plane. The tension coefficient of any member is A force divided by the length, B tension divided by the length, C tension per unit area, D tension in the member. The correct answer is tension divided by the length. A steel rod of 2 cm diameter and 5 meters long is subjected to an axial pull of 3000 kg. If E 2.1 extends 6, the elongation of the rod will be A 2.275 mm, B 0.2275 mm, C 0.02275 mm, D 2.02275 mm. The correct answer is 0.2275 mm. If the width P and depth D of a beam simply supported with a central load are interchanged, the deflection at the center of the beam will be changed in the ratio of ABD, BDB, CDB2, DBD2. The correct answer is BD2. In the given below figure, the rivets with maximum stress are A1 and 2, B1 and 3, C3 and 4, D2 and 4. The correct answer is 2 and 4. The maximum stress intensity due to a suddenly applied load is X times the stress intensity produced by the load of the same magnitude applied gradually. The value of X is A1, B2, C3, D. The correct answer is 2. For the beam shown in below figure, the maximum positive bending moment is nearly equal to negative bending moment when L1 is equal to A 1.0 L, B 0.7 L, C 0.5 L, D 0.35 L. The correct answer is 0.35 L. Strain energy of a member may be equated to A. Average resistance x displacement. B. Stress x strain x area of its cross section. C. Stress x strain x volume of the member. D. Stress 2x volume of the member Young's modulus E. The correct answer is stress 2x volume of the member Young's modulus E. If the stress in each cross-section of a pillar is equal to its working stress, it is called A. Body of equal, B. Body of equal section, C. Body of equal strength, D. None of these. The correct answer is body of equal strength. A composite member shown in below figure was formed at 25 C and was made of two materials A and B. If the coefficient of thermal expansion of A is more than that of B and the composite member is heated up to 45 C, then A will be in tension and B in compression. B both will be in compression. C both will be in tension. D will be in compression and B in tension. The correct answer is A will be in compression and B in tension. The stress at which extension of a material takes place more quickly as compared to the increase in load is called A. Elastic point, B. Plastic point, C. Breaking point, D. Yielding point. The correct answer is yielding point. In a square beam loaded longitudinally, shear develops A. on middle fiber along horizontal plane, B. on lower fiber along horizontal plane, C. on top fiber along vertical plane, D. equally on each fiber along horizontal plane. The correct answer is equally on each fiber along horizontal plane. The point of contraflexture occurs in A. cantilever beams only, B. continuous beams only, C. overhanging beams only, D. all types of beams. The correct answer is overhanging beams only. The force in BD of the truss shown in below figure is A. 500 kg compressive, B. 500 kg tensile, C. 1500 kg tensile, D. 1500 kg compressive. The correct answer is 500 kg compressive. The bending moment at E for the structure shown in below figure is A. 0, B. 10 tm, C. 20 tm, D. 40 tm. The correct answer is 0. A member which is subjected to reversible tensile or compressive stress may fail at a stress lower than the ultimate stress of the material. This property of metal is called A. plasticity of the metal, B. elasticity of the metal, C. fatigue of the metal, D. workability of the metal. The correct answer is fatigue of the metal. The stress in the wall of a cylinder in a direction normal to its longitudinal axis due to a force acting along the circumference is known as A. yield stress, B. longitudinal stress, C. hoop stress, D. circumferential stress. The correct answer is hoop stress. In a simply supported beam L2A with equal overhangs A and carrying a uniformly distributed load over its entire length, BM at the middle point of the beam will be 0 if A. L2A, B. L4A, C. L2A, D. LA. The correct answer is L2A. The principal stresses at a point are 100,100 and 200 kgfcm2. The octo-hedral shear stress at the point is A. 102 kg cm2, B. 202 kg cm2, C. 302 kg cm2, D. 402 kg cm2. The correct answer is 102 kg cm2. During a tensile test on a ductile material, A. nominal stress at fracture is higher than the ultimate stress, B. true stress at fracture is higher than the ultimate stress, C. True stress at fracture is the same as the ultimate stress. D. None of these. The correct answer is true stress at fracture is higher than the ultimate stress. Rankine-Golden formula accounts for direct as well as buckling stress and is applicable to A. Very long columns, B. Long columns, C. Short columns, D. Intermediate columns. The correct answer is intermediate columns. In a three-hinged arch, the bending moment will be 0. A. At right hinge only, B. at left hinge only, C. at both right and left hinges, D. at all the three hinges. The correct answer is at all the three hinges. The ratio of the tensile stress developed in the wall of a boiler in the circumferential direction to the tensile stress in the axial direction is A. 4, B. 3, C. 2, D. 1. The correct answer is 2. The force in the member D of the truss shown in below figure will be A. 0, B. 2 watts tensile, C. 2 watts compressive, D. 4 watts compressive. The correct answer is 2 watts compressive. In a shaft, shear stress intensity at a point is not A. directly proportional to the distance from the axis, B. inversely proportional to the distance from the axis, C. inversely proportional to the polar moment of inertia, D. directly proportional to the applied torque. The correct answer is inversely proportional to the distance from the axis. Along the neutral axis of a simply supported beam, A. fibers do not undergo strain, B. fibers undergo minimum strain, C. fibers undergo maximum strain, D. none of these. The correct answer is fibers do not undergo strain. Along the principal plane subjected to maximum principal stress, A. maximum shear stress acts, B. minimum shear stress acts, C. no shear stress acts, D. none of these. The correct answer is no shear stress acts. A diagram which shows the variations of the axial load for all sections of the span of a beam is called A. bending moment diagram, B. shear force diagram, C. thrust diagram, D. stress diagram. The correct answer is thrust diagram. A member which does not regain its original shape after removed of load producing deformation is said A. plastic, B. elastic, C. rigid, D. none of these. The correct answer is plastic. The shear force and bending moment are 0 at the free end of a cantilever beam if it carries A. point load at the free end, B. point load at the middle of its length, C. uniformly distributed load over the whole length, D. none of the above. The correct answer is uniformly distributed load over the whole length. A rod is enclosed centrally in a tube and the assembly is tightened by rigid washers. If the assembly is subjected to a compressive load, then A. rod is under compression, B. tube is under compression, C. both rod and tube are under compression, D. tube is under tension and rod is under compression. The correct answer is both rod and tube are under compression. A bar of length L meters extends by L mm under a tensile force of P. The strain produced in the bar is A. LL, B. 0.1 LL, C. 0.01 LL, D. 0.001 LL. The correct answer is 0.001 LL. A shaft revolving at rad s transmits torque T in Nm. The power developed is A. T watts, B. 2T watts, C. watts, D. watts. The correct answer is T watts. The unit of modulus of elasticity is same as those of A. stress, strain and pressure. B. Stress force and modulus of rigidity. C. Strain force and pressure. D. Stress pressure and modulus of rigidity. The correct answer is stress pressure and modulus of rigidity. When a bar of length L width P and thickness T is subjected to a pull of P, its A. Length width and thickness increases. B. Length width and thickness decreases. C. Length increases width and thickness decreases. D. Length decreases width and thickness increases. The correct answer is length increases width and thickness decreases. A column with maximum equivalent length has A. Both ends hinged. B. Both ends fixed. C. One end fixed and the other end hinged. D. One end fixed and the other end free. The correct answer is one end fixed and the other end free. A column of length L with both ends fixed may be considered as equivalent to a column of length with both ends hinged. A. L8. B. L4. C. L2. D. L. The correct answer is L2. The product of the tangential force acting on the shaft and its distance from the axis of the shaft, i.e. radius of shaft, is known as A. Bending moment. B. Twisting moment. C. Torsional rigidity. D. Flexural rigidity. The correct answer is twisting moment. When a body is subjected to a direct tensile stress in one plane, the maximum shear stress is the maximum normal stress. A. Equal to B. 1/2. C. 2/3. D. Twice. The correct answer is 1/2. A simply supported beam A of length L, breadth B and depth D carries a central load W. Another beam B of the same dimensions carries a central load equal to 2 watts. The deflection of beam B will be as that of beam A. A. 1/4. B. 1/2. C. double. D. 4 times. The correct answer is double. Which of the following statement is correct? A. A continuous beam has only 2 supports at the ends. B. A uniformly distributed load spreads uniformly over the whole length of a beam. C. The bending moment is maximum where shear force is maximum. D. The maximum bending moment of a simply supported beam of length L with a central point load W is WL8. The correct answer is a uniformly distributed load spreads uniformly over the whole length of a beam. In the below figure, the point E represents the maximum stress. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. The ratio of the largest load in a test to the original cross-sectional area of the test piece is called A. Elastic limit. B. Yield stress. C. Ultimate stress. D. Breaking stress. The correct answer is ultimate stress. According to Euler's column theory, the crippling load of a column is given by P2EICL2. In the Euler's formula, the value of C for a column with one end fixed and the other end free is A12, B1, C2, D4. The correct answer is 4. Strain is equal to where L original length and L change in length. ALL, BLL, CL, L, DLL. The correct answer is LL. The total strain energy stored in a body is termed as A. Resilience, B. Proof resilience, C. Impact energy, D. Modulus of resilience. The correct answer is resilience. Modulus of resilience is the proof resilience per unit volume of a material. A. Correct. B. Incorrect. C. D. The correct answer is correct. In order to avoid sliding of masonry dam, the force of friction between the dam and soil should be at least the total water pressure per meter length. A. Equal to B. 1.5 times. C. Double. D 2.5 times. The correct answer is 1.5 times. In a beam subjected to pure bending, the intensity of stress in any fiber is the distance of the fiber from the neutral axis. A equal to, B less than, C more than, D directly proportional to. The correct answer is directly proportional to. Which of the following statement is wrong? A. In the theory of simple bending, the assumption is that the plane sections before bending remains plane after bending. B. In a beam subjected to bending moment, the strain is directly proportional to the distance from the neutral axis. C. At the neutral axis of a beam, the bending stress is maximum. D. The bending stress in a beam is inversely proportional to the section modulus. The correct answer is, at the neutral axis of a beam, the bending stress is maximum. If the modulus of elasticity of a material is twice its modulus of rigidity, then the Poisson's ratio of the material is equal to 0. A. Correct. B. Incorrect. C. D. The correct answer is correct. A beam of T section is subjected to a shear force of F. The maximum shear force will occur at the A. Top of the section, B. Bottom of the section, C. Neutral axis of the section, D. Junction of web and flange. The correct answer is neutral axis of the section. When there is no increase or decrease in shear force between 2 points, it indicates that there is no change in the bending moment between these points. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. Two bars of different materials and same size are subjected to the same tensile force. If the bars have unit elongation in the ratio of 2:5, then the ratio of modulus of elasticity of the two materials will be A. 2:5, B. 5:2, C. 4:3, D. 3:4. The correct answer is 5:2. A beam of uniform strength may be obtained by A. Keeping the width uniform and varying the depth, B. Keeping the depth uniform and varying the width, C. Varying the width and depth both, D. Any one of the above. The correct answer is any one of the above. The springs in brakes and clutches are used to A. To apply forces, B. To measure forces, C. To store strain energy, D. To absorb shocks. The correct answer is to apply forces. The maximum deflection of a fixed beam carrying a central point load lies at A. Fixed ends, B. Center of beam, C. L3 from fixed ends, D. None of these. The correct answer is center of beam. Parallel fillet welds are designed for bending strength. A. Agree, B. Disagree, C. D. The correct answer is agree. The design of thin cylindrical shells is based on A. Hoop stress, B. Longitudinal stress, C. Arithmetic mean of the hoop and the longitudinal stress, D. Geometric mean of the hoop and longitudinal stress. The correct answer is hoop stress. The pull required to crush the rivet per pitch length is A. P. T. T. B. D. T. C. C. 4x D2x D 4x D2x C. The correct answer is D. T. C. The deformation of the bar per unit length in the direction of the force is known as A. Linear strain, B. Lateral strain, C. Volumetric strain, D. Shear strain. The correct answer is linear strain. Which of the following statement is correct? A. The stress is the pressure per unit area. B. The strain is expressed in mm. C. Hooke's law holds good up to the breaking point. D. Stress is directly proportional to strain within elastic limit. The correct answer is stress is directly proportional to strain within elastic limit. In watches, the spring is used to absorb shocks and vibrations. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is no. The volumetric strain is the ratio of the A. original thickness to the change in thickness. B. change in thickness to the original thickness. C. original volume to the change in volume. D. change in volume to the original volume. The correct answer is change in volume to the original volume. The breaking stress is the ultimate stress. A. equal to. B. less than. C. greater than. D. The correct answer is less than. A bolt is made to pass through a tube, and both of them are tightly fitted with the help of washers and nuts. If the nut is tightened, then A. bolt and tube are under tension. B. bolt and tube are under compression. C. bolt is under compression and tube is under tension. D. bolt is under tension and tube is under compression. The correct answer is bolt is under tension and tube is under compression. A body is subjected to a tensile stress of 1200 MPa on one plane and another tensile stress of 600 MPa on a plane at right angles to the former. It is also subjected to a shear stress of 400 MPa on the same planes. The minimum normal stress will be A. 400 MPa, B. 500 MPa, C. 900 MPa, D. 1400 MPa. The correct answer is 400 MPa. The given figure shows the Mohrs circle of stress for two unequal and like principal stresses X and Y acting at a body across two mutually perpendicular planes. The resultant stress is given by A. OC, B. OP, C. OQ, D. PQ. The correct answer is OP. The shear force diagram for a cantilever beam of length L and carrying a gradually varying load from 0 at free end and W per unit length at the fixed end is A. Horizontal straight line, B. vertical straight line, C. inclined line, D. parabolic curve. The correct answer is parabolic curve. When one plate overlaps the other and the two plates are riveted together with two rows of rivets, the joint is known as A. single riveted lap joint, B. double riveted lap joint, C. double riveted single cover butt joint, D. double riveted double cover butt joint. The correct answer is double riveted lap joint. When a beam is subjected to a bending moment, the strain in a layer is the distance from the neutral axis. A. equal to, B. directly proportional to, C. inversely proportional to, D. independent of. The correct answer is directly proportional to. The thermal or temperature stress is a function of A. increase in temperature, B. modulus of elasticity, C. coefficient of linear expansion, D. all of these. The correct answer is all of these.